In this video, I'm talking all about noise and how to avoid noise in your footage. So let's get right into the video. Hey, what's up? It's Chris from Brooker Films, and yes, in today's video, we're talking all about camera noise, how to avoid it, what it is, everything camera noise related. So essentially, camera noise comes from a lack of light in a scene. It doesn't matter if you're shooting videos on an iPhone or a red cinema camera, the one thing that can really destroy your footage is a lack of light. You'll probably notice that if you're filming a video outside in the street, when you're using something like an iPhone, for example, if you film in the day, the footage doesn't look that bad actually. It can look fairly cinematic in the right lighting environments. But the second you go outside at night and there's a lack of light or there's just street lights, things start to get very ugly very quick. The footage can look grainy, it can look blurry, it looks really ugly, and that's the same for every single camera on the market. So light, or a lack of light should I say, can really destroy the look of your footage. Let me give you a very quick example. Now, I'm in a low light environment. I'm filming this video in the evening. There's no sunlight available. So I've added 3 lights into my scene. I've got 1 light over here on my left or camera right. And then I've got 2 behind me, adding a bit of light to the wall and a bit of light to the back of my hairline. Now, although this scene does look dark and dimly lit, there's plenty of light for the camera to work with to avoid digital noise. Look what happens if I turn these lights off one by one. So this is what the footage looks like with 3 lights lighting the scene. This is what the footage looks like with 2 lights lighting the scene. This is what the footage looks like with just 1 light lighting the scene. And now, if I turn this light off, things are going to get very ugly very quick. Now, if you were filming a video and this was the light that you were using, you're going to either have to boost your ISO on set, or you're going to have to boost the brightness of the shot in editing. And either way, it doesn't matter which option you take, you're going to introduce loads of digital noise to the shot. And that is what you're seeing right now. Now, this shot is looking really ugly because of the lack of light and the high ISO. So I'm going to turn the lights back on and you can really see the difference for yourself. Now, there you go. That is a massive difference. The footage looks a lot cleaner with just 3 lights in the scene. So as we can tell from this test, camera noise comes from a lack of light within the scene. So the solution is to add light into the scene. But the problem is when you tell people this, they end up throwing way too much light into the scene. And rather than shaping the light, they just throw light from all different angles just to try and get beautiful footage. But this isn't the way to approach this. Now, if you're lucky enough to have lights, then you want to really think about clever lighting techniques like 3-point lighting or 2-point lighting, because this is really going to help you craft your light. Just throwing loads of light into the scene at your subject might help to remove that digital noise, but it's going to be unflattering and uncomfortable for everyone involved. So look at different lighting techniques that will help to sculpt and shape your scene and add character to your location and your scene. So if you want to try and get really soft, beautiful lights, you want to put 2 lights on either side of your actor's face, and you want these to be as big as possible to create really soft, beautiful lighting. If you want to get some mysterious film noir looking lighting, then just have a light on one side of the actor's face and no light on the other side, because you'll get some really nice shadows and some really nice light on this one side. If you want to make your subject pop from the background, then just throw a light behind them. As you can see in my example, you're going to get this nice light around the side of the face that will really separate the subject from the background. So just because you have to add light into a scene to avoid noisy footage doesn't mean you have to just throw a wall of light at your scene. Really think about your lighting, really craft your lighting and add light into your scene effectively. That will not only help your camera, but will help to add character and style to your film. Of course though, if you're shooting something outside and you don't have any lights with you, then you want to try and be in a location with loads of street lights and loads of lights from shops that will help to add the exposure to your footage. So basically what I'm telling you is don't go shooting in really dark locations if you don't have light available to you. Just because you're shooting a scene that looks dark and mysterious at nighttime doesn't mean you have to actually shoot in the dark. Just add a little bit of light into your scene. Think carefully about your lighting and you're going to take your footage from fuzzy to beautiful. So there you go. This entire video can essentially be summed up by saying video noise is bad, it's very ugly, add lights to your scene, but don't throw loads of light into your scene. craft the light to create a beautiful look for your video. So there you go. If you found this tip helpful, then please do consider subscribing. And if you are subscribed already, then I will see you tomorrow for another brand new video. See you there.